Tonight, our season of secrets comes to an end. After countless twists,
congratulations, you have become the heirs to the Blood Diamond.
You have earned the multiplier advantage.
shocking reveals,
The rogue is Nathan.
I am the rogue.
and devastating blindsides,
Vote for Sarah Beth.
Bryce, you have been nominated. Only 4 remain. Who will win? Will it be Emily, a sneaky fighter who has managed to stay out of the spotlight despite being on the correct side of every vote? Ivan, a vocal leader who stood against the dominating Just Forever alliance, leading 2 alliances of his own, and positioning himself to get to the end despite losing many of his closest allies. Henry, a savvy strategist who made shocking moves, won crucial competitions, and is a part of the only secret pair that made it to the end of the game. Or the other roommate, Nora, a dominating social player who found herself in every majority alliance and has proven herself as a threat after eliminating the front-runner, Sean. Find out tonight on the season finale of
Coming into this round, I know that for me to win the game, I need to get Henry out of the game.
Final 4, woo!
We did it! I already know that I want to create this narrative of Henry versus Nora. I want them to both believe that for them to win this game, they need to be at odds. The jury wants to vote for Sean. So now do they want to vote for the person that took Sean out?
That is what I'm scared of. After Sean went home last round, he said that he thought Nora was the biggest threat in this game, and she gets credit for taking him out. So I don't think I can beat her in the end, and I don't want to go to the end with her. It would kill me to have to vote against Nora in this round, but at this point, we've made it so far that it's about the game. I love you, Nora girl, but at this point, you're the biggest threat left. Sean made that clear last round, and I don't have any reason to bring you to the finals.
Then I joined the call with Emily and Nora. Henry won the competition on day 29. He won the competition on day 22. Henry won competition on day 27. He took his target out, absolute or observe. I'm like, okay, now, let's be real. We are not all on the same level field.
It's a better opportunity for me if he's not here after this round. So I'm really trying to push for him. I do feel better with you guys. I think that Henry has a really good chance to win.
I am sitting cozy with Ivan and Nora. We all are working together, and Nora and Ivan are so ready to take out Henry. I'm not. My target is Nora at this point in time. For me, I think she's a bigger threat, and she's worse for my game if she sticks around. I really think that it's Nora's time. If I can take her out this round, then Ivan's sole sort of trust is in me, and Henry's sole trust is in me. So I'm sort of the center of the game if I can get rid of Nora first.
Hello, Final 4. Welcome to Day 31. As you know, each of you has a 1 in 4 chance of being crowned the winner of our season of secrets. Throughout this season, I have challenged you, forcing you to work with people who could stab you in the back the very next day. Over the past 31 days, you have all stayed on your toes, constantly discerning the truth from the lies, and also keeping your own cards close to your chest. 14 players have failed their missions, having left the game already. 3 more of you will fail, as only 1 can prevail. From here on out, there are no more choices. You either fight to the end, or you fight to the jury.
If I have to fight, scratch, grab, betray, backstab to sit at those final 2 seats, I'm ready to do it and plead my case. I was not born a loser. I cannot lose.
With that being said, let me explain to you the format for this round. Tonight, you will not be voting to eliminate, you will instead be voting to save someone, guaranteeing them their spot in the final 3. The person who is awarded safety will also be given the power to name another player safe, leaving 2 vulnerable players to compete in a competition that will dictate who will be completing the final 3. During this vote, you cannot vote for yourself. Lastly, in the case of a split vote, there will be no revote. We will go immediately to a wheel in which the person selected will be awarded a place in the final 3. Being that there are only 4 of you, your vote will be made public. You will be asked to write down your vote and show the screen at the same time.
This round is stunning, beautiful, because we're not voting someone out. I don't have to convince Ivan and Nora to not vote for Henry. All I need to do is get them to vote for me for safety by continuing to not seem like a threat.
I call Nora right away. I don't think I have any shot in hell of getting her vote to save, and I know she doesn't have any shot of getting mine. But I want to connect with her. I just want to talk to her, and I want to be straight up with her. But she doesn't pick up the call.
I'm just ignoring Henry's calls. I know that's shady, but I'm not going to change my mind.
Okay, coward. Live your life. Do your best. Like, slay all day. But noted.
So I get in a call with Ivan and Emily, and we're all kind of like, Henry needs to go in. We're not going to vote for Henry. I could be wrong, but I think what the comp will likely be is about the game. So does anyone feel really good about like their days? Is there anyone that wants to compete or no?
If I don't have to compete in this game, I'm not going to compete. I'm not part of those people that want to put themselves up for elimination, those people that want to nominate themselves. No, that's not how I play. I play to keep myself safe and make somebody do my dirty work.
I don't feel good about my days because I wanted to study today, but I work 9 to 5, and after my shift was my confessionals.
Whoever wins this challenge gets a huge resume booster, and I want that to be me. I think that if I can win this competition against Henry, that could be the thing that could win me the game. You guys feel like you would rather we'll vote one of you safety and then the other one wants to pick the other? I would do that. Like Henry is smart. There's a chance I'll go home, but someone has to go against him. And if you guys would feel better about me doing that, I'll do that.
I see a clear path to convincing Nora and Ivan to vote for me for safety. And it takes even less convincing than I thought it would.
Who do we want to give the safety to?
Emily? Yeah, either one. I feel like if you like, I'll do either one.
I'm fine with Emily as well. I'll vote for Emily.
I have these people like wrapped around doing whatever I want them to without me even needing to convince them. Without me doing anything more than.
And then she'll pick Ivan.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. If Emily gets the safety, she's giving it to me.
Looks like I'm going into the challenge. I'm super nervous. This could be the end of my game, but if I win, it's worth it.
Emily gives it to me straight up. She says,
here's where we're at. They're going to vote me. I'm supposed to pick Ivan, and they want to take you out.
really, at the end of the day, it's just like, who do you think can beat her in a competition, me or Ivan? I want to be safe, so I don't want to talk you out of it per se, but I feel like I studied a lot. Listen, I am taking studying for these final competitions very seriously. I have full spreadsheets. What happened every day in this game? What was the fight or flight choice? Who was nominated? Who went home? Who was able to compete? Who was able to vote? Who got votes cast against them? I even know in the past there have been familiar faces competitions. I have made flashcards with just people's eyes and nose, people's mouth, and people's head. I have been studying these every day. I'm ready to fight for my life. It's never something you want to have to do, but at this point, I know I can do it.
I'm not going to choose Henry for safety, and he's still going to vote for me because I'm his only option. Yeah, no, you're going to pull it out. Whatever you need. Okay. You got this.
Bye.
So easy. These people are dumb. I'm just kidding. I love them.
As you know, tonight you will be voting to save someone, granting them a free pass to the final three. I'm going to start by opening the floor. How did deliberation go, and how difficult is this decision?
There's nowhere to hide. I can see these three people on my screen. So I think at this point in the game, we are over the scheming, we are over the manipulating. It's all out in the open.
I'll say this. Nora, you avoided me. What's up with that?
I'm sorry, Henry. I'm sorry that I avoided you. I genuinely think it is a compliment to want to take someone out. I hope Mead felt that way. I hope Sean felt that way. And
just say you're trying to take me out then.
You've won a lot of comps.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could totally win.
Yeah, right now, I will say I see you as the biggest threat since you have taking out Sean as your marquee move. And if you picked up my call, I would have told you that face-to-face in the Skype.
Well, now we're saying it face-to-face in the Zoom. And I think we're probably going to go head-to-head tonight. I think there's a very good chance you beat me. But it's final four. Whatever. Like, to me, going home fourth versus third, who cares? Let's do it, Henry. If I'm going to add another thing to Henry's resume, I want it to be me leaving.
Ooh. Spicy.
This whole game, me and Henry have been really downplaying our friendship, our relationship, and now at Final Four, our dynamic is finally kind of being shown to the people left in the game. We really do fight like brother and sister. I consider Henry like a brother, and yeah, we're just kind of going at each other in a silly way, and that's very much what we're like in real life.
Okay, everyone, the time has now come. Please write down your vote for who you would like to bring to the final three.
I'm voting for Emily because that's what's best for my game. And I hope Henry and Nora are dumb enough to do what's best for me and Emily.
3, 2, 1, reveal. Congratulations, Emily, you have been voted into the final three. With this comes the power to decide who you will be taking with you.
Now that Emily has the safety, I am living for it. That's mother right there. That's my friend right there. That's my closest ally right there.
I am so proud of myself because even now, no one thinks that I can win this. And I am right on to final three, ready to fucking win this.
Hey, Boo. It really is all love. If you beat me, I'm going to be nothing but proud of you. I'm going to be nothing but happy for you.
Yeah, no, I
want to beat you so bad in the way that I'm sure you want to beat me. No matter what happens, it is all love. The fact that we have to go face each other in the apartment after this, it has to be all love. It just can't be anything else. And hey, I got like cannoli flavored ice cream later if you want some.
Okay, slay. Good to know. No.
Yeah, only a little though because I want most of it.
Okay, fair.
One last thing that we like affirm for each other is that no matter who goes home, we are not telling the jury that we are roommates. I am not telling the jury a single thing about the fact that we live together. I am not bringing that up at all.
No, I agree with you. If I get out tonight, I'm not going to tell them. I'm super nervous. I want to make it to final three, and I'm just hoping that it's in a comp that I feel like I'm going to be okay at, but I'm super nervous.
So one thing I know off the bat is I am picking Ivan for safety. He is my best shot in the finals to sit next to and ultimately win out over.
I wanted to use this 10 minutes to continue studying with Nora because I know Emily is going to give me the safety. And at this point, I might as well just help Nora sharpen her brain. On day one, who got votes?
Me, Nathan, Weston, Jess, Sean.
I want to prepare for the battle that I don't want to fight. I want her to go to the battlefield and fight Henry and come back.
Are your notes good? Like, do you need any like gaps filled in? Like, how can I ensure that you fucking win this? I am helping Henry study because I want him to stick around. Sean's hit was Nathan. Your hit was Weston. Wright's hit was Sarah Beth.
I am doing the most to just learn the ins and outs of what happened this season.
What was the day of round 8?
It was 24.
15.
Stay or go.
What day did Mid win competition?
He won on day 17.
Everyone competed, but nobody won the competition.
Did Nora win competition?
If we're counting the fight pass with Sean, that was day 29.
The votes went to Riot and CJ and Mead.
Correct. You're going to get this, I swear to God.
You can do it. Don't panic.
Okay. All right. I know this stuff. Like I studied earlier today. I know my days.
I just need to do anything I can do to make sure it's her over me.
Emily, it is now time for you to announce who you will be giving safety to. Please unmute and give us your decision and why.
I am choosing someone that I ultimately have really enjoyed both as a person and as a player. Someone that I not only want to sit next to in the end, but also hang out with after this. And I'm hoping that this will help my case. I'm picking Ivan.
Congratulations, Ivan. You have earned safety for the round and will therefore be a part of the final three.
I'm just happy we're going to the final three, 2 versus 1. Whichever of them comes back will be sent packing at the final three. Because this seat belongs to the trustees. This seat belongs to myself and Emily. I'm feeling like a king at this point. It's as if they're about to crown me the winner.
Nora and Henry, the two of you will now go head-to-head in a competition for the final spot in the final three.
I want so badly to win this entire season. I feel at this point, the only thing standing in the way of me and winning the season is this Final Four competition.
Each of the members of the jury have come up with 2 truths and a lie about their time in the game. Your task is to discern which of the 3 options is the lie. A video will pop up on the screen. After the video, you will choose either A, B, or C. Then, on the count of 3, you will both show your answer. If you get the question right, you get a point. The player with the most points at the end of 7 questions will be the winner and will earn their spot in the final 3.
I feel okay about this competition. I feel like I can do better in a comp like this against Henry than if it was like a puzzle or a decoder, so I think this gives me a better chance to win.
Hi guys, it's me, Sarah Beth. My 2 truths and a lie are A. In round 1, I voted for Jess. B. I was offered the blood diamond because I picked file number 10. And C. Leaving the game, the person I was rooting against the most is Henry. Which one's the lie?
Round 1, I was in an alliance with Sarah Beth, and we all agreed to vote for Sean. But I know that Sarah had a relationship with Sean coming into the game, so it's possible that she didn't vote for him, but also, like, that would have been so bold to not vote with this huge majority alliance day 1, so my head's kind of all over the place.
3, 2, 1, reveal.
I wish that C was the lie, but I know that it's B. I know Sabrina had file 10, and I know that the 3 files with the blood diamond were 1, 5, and 15, as Nathan confirmed in round 6.
The lie is B. I chose file number 15 and not 10.
I feel good. I think coming out to an early lead is going to benefit me in this game. It's going to give me the confidence that I need to get through the rest of these questions.
Henry gets a point, Henry gets it right, and I'm starting to feel the anxiety setting in.
Hello everyone, it is Bryce, your favorite schemer. This is my 2 truths and a lie. A. Up until my elimination, I was on the correct side of every elimination vote. B. I was 5th on the safety chain. And C. I earned safety in round 1. Which one is the lie?
3, 2, 1, reveal.
The lie is C. I did not earn safety in round 1.
No one received a point?
Stupid. That is so obvious. That is just basic fact.
My anxiety is definitely getting in the way, and I just hope I can change things around.
We are 1 Henry, 0 Nora. We are now going on to question number 3.
Hey girlies, it's Riot, and here are my 2 truths and 1 lie. A. My proudest moment in this game was staying during Keeper Swap. B. I voted for myself 2 times. C. My hit and execute or absolve was Sarah Beth.
I know Riot voted for themselves twice, so it's not going to be B. And I'm stuck between A and C, A and C, A and C.
The lie was A. My proudest moment was beating Sean in the Missing Link competition.
Henry, you got the point?
Oh, Henry gets another point. I'm starting to get really nervous, and I just hope there's enough time to turn it around.
Hey guys, it's CJ, it's your boy, your favorite secret villain. Here are my 2 truths and a lie. A. I voted to eliminate Sean on 3 separate occasions. B. I received a hint to the rogue's identity when I was a hostage. And C. I was in the top 6 of the buzzer competition.
CJ and Nathan were together as hostages. Why would the rogue help get a clue to the rogue's identity? So I just think that B has to be the lie here.
I made sure earlier today to write down the order that I remembered of the buzzer comp, and I know that he wasn't in at least the top 7, so I feel like this is definitely the lie. I feel confident about this one.
And the lie is C. I was one of the first 4 out of the buzzer competition.
Nora, you scored your first point.
Finally, I have a point. I'm so happy. I was so nervous about being behind in this comp.
God damn it. This can't happen. Come on, Henry, get it together.
We are at 2 Henry, 1 Nora.
Hey bitches! Here are my 2 truths and a lie. A, in day 26 elimination competition, I scored 4 points before CJ scored his second point. B, I did not receive a single elimination vote until day 27. And C, during Hunter or Hunted, I voted for Luke. Which one's the lie?
I was in the conversation when Gabby and CJ decided to change their vote away from Luke and Hunter or Hunted on the off chance that he was the rogue. I know they voted Emily, so I know that that answer is the lie.
The correct answer is C. In Hunter or Hunted, I voted for Emily.
Henry, you scored the point.
Gabby betraying the alliance. Like, she didn't vote with us? Oh my god, this is news to me. I don't feel that bad about missing this one because I just didn't know that. Like, she never told me that.
If I can get one more question right, I know that I will have pulled a far enough lead where I will win no matter what. So I just want to get one of these final 2 questions right.
Hey everybody, it's Mead again. Thanks for getting me out of this game. Here's my 2 truths and a lie. A, before Nathan was confirmed to be the rogue, I was certain the rogue was not real. B, my biggest regret in the game is not betraying Ivan sooner. C, leaving the game, I feel most betrayed by Nora. Which one's the lie?
I feel like I know this one because I know that he didn't feel betrayed by Ivan. He felt betrayed by me and Emily, so I know that's the lie.
And the lie is B. My biggest regret in the game is actually not betraying Emily sooner.
Nora, you scored the point. The score is now 3 Henry, 2 Nora.
I felt the most confident about this one, so I get another point. Thankfully, Henry misses it, and I'm so happy.
This is your final question.
It is 3-2. There is only one more point up for grabs. If I get this question right, I win. If Nora gets this question right and I get it wrong, we go to a tie.
I'm so nervous. I really am trying to calm my anxiety and just focus on the questions. And I'm just hoping that I can pull this one out. And if I can, I definitely think I deserve to win.
It's almost impossible to get Henry out at this point. So I'm just hoping that Nora eliminates him the same way she eliminated Sean.
Hello, finalists. I'm sure you're excited to see me. My 2 truths and a lie are A, in every competition we both competed in, Nora placed higher than me. B, during the game, I broke the fight or flight record for most votes cast against a player with 23 votes cast against me. Or C, my secret coming into the game was that Sarah Beth is my sister. Which one is a lie?
I feel if I don't answer C and C ends up being the lie, I'm going to feel so stupid for not choosing it that I just have to pick C.
So I'm kind of torn on what option to pick. One of the options is that Sean and Sarah Beth are siblings. I know they know each other. I never found out how they know each other. So I'm like, this could be a lie or it could be true.
3, 2, 1, reveal.
The correct answer is A. I placed higher than Nora during the buzzer competition.
Congratulations, Henry. You have earned your spot in the final 3. I'm sorry, Nora, but you have been eliminated.
This sucks to lose on this question because I did know this and I just didn't think about it enough and I got nervous and it sucks to go out on a question that you know.
This sucks. I wanted to go to the end with Nora, and I know that I cannot beat her if I'm in the final 2 with her at this point, so I'm not mad to see her go, but I'm sad.
Now I'm thinking like I remember the buzzer thing now. It is what it is. I'm glad I went out swinging. I don't regret my decision. And good luck in the final 3. Love you all. Bye, guys.
Nora, you put up a good fight, but it's time for you to flight.
So it's my time to leave. I had such a good time playing this game. I think that I played a really good social game. I think that I was able to kind of maneuver my way between a lot of alliances since I was voted a friend. I think I deceived a lot of people into thinking that I was more honest than I was. Of course, I wish that I could have won. I really, really wanted to win, but the cards were not in my favor. And if I had to be taken out by someone, it might as well be my bestie. So it's fine.
Nora, darling, you've been such a good person in this game. It's been a delight playing with you. I was never threatened by you, and I was never going to start the final two with you. I would have chosen Emily over you, but I feel like you played a really good game, and you should be proud of yourself. Raise your head high, girl. You did it. You made it to the top 4. You're a queen, and you stay queen.
Nora, you played a hell of a game. I'm so sorry that I thought you were the rogue for a really long time. Ultimately, I had to get rid of you, but you are one of the best people to walk the face of the earth. I'm so glad that I got to play with you, and you're badass.
I'm so proud of you. You played such an amazing game. You were a front runner for so long. Whether or not anyone admitted that, it is true. You would have won this game, so it hurts to see you go, but I'll see you in about 10 minutes in our hallway.
We made it. Final.
Yes. And wait, sorry. Can we talk about the fact that Sean and Sarah Beth are siblings?
Hello, America. We've had some big moments in this season. We had the Henry granting Sarah Beth safety first in the safety chain and then taking her ass out next round. We had the Luke talking over people moment. We've had the fight pass. We've seen literally everything. And I think what I am most freaked out about, the thing that blew up everything for me, is the fact that Sean and Sarah Beth are related. Can you believe? I'm gonna need details, I'm gonna need facts, I'm gonna need baby photos, I'm gonna need it all. I cannot believe that they are related.
I'm actually so shook now at the idea that you, me, and Sean voted out Sarah Beth. I never once suspected it during this game. It's never a thought that crossed my mind that I was even playing with two people who were related. I thought Nora and I being roommates was like the biggest secret that was gonna get revealed in this game.
The fact they didn't have each other's back is shocking. Or maybe they did.
Ooh, child! What kind of siblings are these people? I am shocked. I am extremely shocked.
Before the competition, I was trying to remember who was safe in round 1, and it was so many people that I was mixing people up. I felt so stupid missing that one, I really did. But I'm glad Nora also missed it.
I think I would have done well in it, though, to be honest.
Honestly, I wish I knew this was the comp we were going to do, because I actually got 4 out of 7 of the questions. And if I knew this was the comp, I would have thrown myself in and I've done the dirty work myself. Now I'm regretting my decision because Henry is one comp away from stealing my $250.
The other two right now, Ivan and Emily, I think I could beat either of them in the end. So it's just a matter of getting to the end at this point because I'm not certain that others would take me, so I really have to focus on fighting to take myself.
I think we have a very fierce final 3. Who would have thought? I'm
positioned pretty well. I am Henry's best friend and I'm Ivan's best friend, and they hate each other. So I am, looking cute in this final 3.
I love you all so much.
Okay, have a good night, everyone.
Have an amazing night. See you both in the ring.
I'm ready for this next round. Give it to me, throw it at me, let's do it.
Hello, Final 3. I want to congratulate you all on making it to the final round of this competition. In just 24 hours, 2 of you will be sitting in front of the jury, and a winner will be crowned. Who will those 2 people be? That is completely up to the winner of tonight's challenge, as they will earn a spot in the final 2 and choose who will sit next to them.
I have not competed in many competitions this old game, and this is the time for me to make my move.
I'm getting in the zone, I'm mentally preparing, and I'm ready.
I have asked you all to come prepared with 6 cups. We will be putting your endurance skills to the test, as each of you will be asked to balance your cups on your hand. We will start 1 cup at a time and increase the difficulty from there. You will only be able to touch and adjust your cups during transition periods. Additionally, you will want to keep your cups by you in reaching distance, because if you drop during a transition, you are out. The last person standing wins, guaranteeing themselves a spot in the final 2 and the power to decide who will sit next to them.
I'm not the most steady person. I'm not the most careful person. I'm very clumsy. I've practiced before we came to the Zoom. I've tried so many things. I suck at it. And at this point, I'm just hoping they both suck as well, and I can be the last one standing.
I really am under the impression that this competition is do or die for me. I have been practicing stacking these cups for about a day now.
I spend exactly 0 minutes of every week balancing red solo cups, or really anything for that matter. Work-life balance isn't even a thing, so Good luck me.
I'm wearing a Nigeria attire so that all my African gods can come help me tonight.
Let's go.
I know that myself or Emily needs to win this competition. It's us versus Henry, and we need to come in with a win.
Henry, how is your hand?
Huh?
How is your hand?
My hand? Oh, it's shaky. It's nerve-wracking to have only 2 cups because there's not a lot weighing it down, so things can get really shaky really fast.
My hands are shaking. I'm so scared.
Immediately, my hands started shaking. Not because I could not hold the cups, but because of the pressure and what's on the line. I know how much this means to me. And to come this close, and my game depends on this win, it's getting to me. My hands are shaking.
Yeah, not me. I'm solid as a rock. No nerves. No handshaking. Real steady, looking cute, doing fine. I'm in it. I'm one with the red solo cup. I want this so badly, like nothing is gonna faze me.
I'm not the most steady person, so I'll be out soon, unfortunately.
My hands are shaking, my fingers are shaking, the cups are shaking. And at this point, I know I'm not gonna go far. I can see my game crumbling in front of me.
Mom, Kari, help me, I need you now.
Either of you have dreams about this show at night? You go to sleep and wake up thinking like, oh my god, what did I do to Nora? And then wake up and realize you didn't say anything to Nora? Or is that just me? I've been like stressed about this. I keep talking because I can tell that Henry is really in the zone and talking is like messing with his concentration. It makes me want to die that our fate comes down to if we can balance 6 solo cups.
I get it. For some people, you gotta talk it through. For me, that's just not what's happening. My strategy for this challenge is to access like the most meditative focus anyone has ever seen me access. I am just really trying to center my breathing. I'm trying to stare only at the cup. A few times I try and like hum to like recenter my brain, sort of like a white noise, sort of like a sound bath. I'm literally like,
Okay, we are going to add a 3rd cup. You have 10 seconds to make the transition.
I was happy about to transition because I know I can now adjust my cups and maybe not shake and still have a fighting chance in this game.
3, 2, 1. You will need to let go.
I lost really, really bad. I'm just realizing that I lost the most important competition for me in this game.
Ivan, baby!
Sorry, guys.
I'm very excited that Ivan fell. Him winning would have been the worst case scenario for my game. It would have meant I was dead in the water 100%. He has a much closer relationship with Emily.
I need Emily to come in with a win because Emily said the last round that she would take me to the final 2.
Okay, I'm making a pact right now. If I win, I'm flying to Canada and I'm buying you a drink. And if you win, I'm flying to Canada and you're buying me a drink. I'm bummed. It's on me at this point in time to bring Ivan to the finale. So there's a lot of additional pressure knowing that this is our only chance to sit together. I know that Henry wants this more than anything, and I feel the same. And so I can kind of feel that the stakes just got a lot higher.
Watching Emily and Henry is like watching me either take 1st place or me take 3rd place. So at this point, I'm hoping Henry loses. So I'm trying to distract Henry.
I love those stuff on Henry's wall. This is like the first time I'm noticing it. What's the yellow one called?
I feel like he's trying to distract me. I'm not gonna look right now, so I can't say for certain, but I'm happy to answer later. I just can't let you do it, so I'm sorry, I am not giving you anything.
I think it's like, is that stars? I don't know.
Henry is not budging. So now I just need to stare at my camera and make sure that cup falls.
You're going to add your 4th cup. You have 10 seconds to do so.
I'm feeling good when we get up to 4 cups because at this point, the upper cups are kind of weighing down the lower cups.
I start kind of getting in my head a little, so I'm literally trying to distract my ADHD brain and just count 1, 2, 3. I feel like I can do it. You know what I mean? I know that Henry is like really focused and he's really good under pressure. So I'm trying not to get in my head, but ultimately it's not difficult to balance.
The most torturous part of this competition is I can hear the little rattling of two cups like click-clacking against each other as my hands are shaking. I don't want anyone to know that I am wavering in this competition, but pretty much the entire time my hand is shaking. I feel very unsteady, I feel very scared this entire time, and I'm just telling myself, Henry, you do this, you make it to the end, you plead your case. Win or lose, you want to make it to the end.
What's your favorite moment, Henry? My favorite moment would be just these people. I don't know. I just love all of them. Most of them. Not all. Most of them.
I am shaking a lot, but it's kind of controlled shaking. I feel like I can do this. I mean, I know that I can. And I'm sitting there so in the zone, ready to go, ready to take Henry out and then take Ivan to the finale.
We have reached another transition period. We are going to add that 5th cup. You have 10 seconds.
You never want to mess up a transition. This is where things really get dangerous. It is time to focus, and it is time to play this goddamn game.
I get to cup 5. I'm okay, people. Like, maybe she joins the circus after this. She's looking okay.
This is difficult to watch.
I noticed that Emily's 6 cups are far. And to be very hard for her to get it. So I'm hoping that Henry falls before they have to transition.
Let me show you guys my full outfit. This is my outfit. Can you see? In Nigeria, we call it senator.
She's stunning.
I try my best to go into like flow state. Like, I am not here. I am on some other planet where the only thing that exists is a goddamn red cup.
We will now be making our last and final transition. Please add your 6th cup. You will have 10 seconds.
The final cup is from here to Timbuktu. I'm okay reaching for it, I think.
It's too far.
Oh, God. But I reach over and I grab it and I have it in my hand. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Like, that was the difficult part. I got it.
Emily's 6th cup is too far. Then she grabbed it. And I was happy. I'm like, thank God.
Damn it! She was too far. It all tumbles just like that. I am at the mercy of someone else.
It's like watching my game crumble at this point.
I am like frozen in glee when I realize I've won this competition. I want to celebrate. I want to scream. I want to throw my arms up. But at this point, I'm not moving until I hear Anthony say my name.
Congratulations, Henry. You have just won your spot in the final 2.
It feels unreal. I've been manifesting winning this competition since the beginning, and obviously manifesting can only do so much for you.
Good job, baby!
Oh my god, great job, both of you. I made final 2. I'm so proud of myself. Are you kidding? I just won 3 competitions in a row. Like, get fucked, everyone. I'm proud of myself.
I was so close. I had it in the bag. I don't get to determine my fate, and it's literally because I couldn't balance a 6 red solo cup.
Congratulations, Henry. You have won the final competition of the season and have earned your place in the final 2. You also now have the difficult decision of deciding which of the other 2 players you will be sitting next to. Emily and Ivan, this means that your fate is no longer in your hands. The 3 of you will have the rest of the night to deliberate and strategize this crucial decision. This will be your final time to strategize, as on finale night, we will go directly into making final cases.
My game is not yet over. I need to make sure Henry takes me. If there's something I can use, it is dismount. I can use it to sell a story. I can use it to convince people. So I need to come up with another plan. I love Emily. I love her so much. But now it's our game or mine. And I'm staring that target on her tonight.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I feel insane. It feels so good to be able to decide who I go to the final 2 with. It feels like I have the most power that anyone's had in the entire game, Blood Diamond or not. How did you feel during that? Because I was shaking the entire fucking time.
Oh, I was shaking and I had my final cup and it was like too far out of reach.
Oh.
And I grabbed the cup. Well, you know that.
Yeah.
We're working together for a long time. We've been saying this is going to happen, but that's a different thing than it actually happening.
I want to hype her up. I want to let her know, like, flat out, like, my intention coming into this is, like, I want to take you. In the spirit of fairness, I do want to hear Ivan out. And, like, if he can magically pitch me, like, I want to be fair and open to it. But, like, we've been together this whole time. Like,
The thing is, it's been me and you the whole time, and we both knew it, and here we are.
I am winning this game. Let me make that clear. I am winning because I am manifesting. However, if anyone else were to win this game, I want it to be Emily. I really do. I think she's played a fabulous social game. And at this point, like, I just love her. Honestly, like, I am so sold. Like, I am going to win you definitely. No. I would not. And I'm gonna hear him out. I want to hear him out. If anything changes, like, I will check in with you and I'll be like, I'm on the fence again. But, like, in this moment where I sit right now in my cute little chair in my cute little room, like, I want to go to the end with you.
I am not naive. I know that Henry is a great shot of winning this. If I'm in the final two, I'm gonna have to fight and claw my way out. But I'm prepared to do that, and I think that I do have a shot of pulling a couple votes and maybe winning.
Yeah, that thought has crossed through my mind, like, oh, I can beat Emily. Oh, I can never beat Emily. Oh, I can beat Ivan. Oh, I can never beat, like, I've had it with both. Yeah.
I'm playing up like, oh, I'm stupid and dumb and I can't beat you. I think that, like, you have all of the competitions under your belt. I've not won a single one. And I think that the benefit of, like, going up against me is, like, yes, I was playing, but I think, like, there's, like, major GOAT energy, and I think that people know that, and I just don't know that I've won a lot of people.
She lets me know flat out she thinks I will beat her in the end. I'm not quite convinced. Like, I think she has an amazing case if she makes it to the end. I honestly think it, like, can and will be tight. Like, I have been trying to run the numbers, and I've literally been like, oh, it's going to be 5-4, I'll win. It's going to be 5-4, Emily will win. Like, I've been back and forth. It's really just going to come down to who can sell their game the best to the jury. We've seen last season, it came down to a 5-4 vote. I think it really could again this season.
I know he's not going to take me. He's got to be a fool to want to sit next to me. But I still have some aces up my sleeves. I'm going to convince him from a story standpoint, and I'm going to convince him from a mathematical standpoint that it's best for him to sit next to Ivan, not Emily.
I'm very open to hearing anything, but coming into it tonight, I was leaning, if I won, probably taking Emily.
I need to be able to tell a story that Emily is the biggest threat in the game. And I need to be able to show him the numbers that if he goes to the end with Emily, he's going to lose. Emily has a better shot of winning than me because she has been on the right side of every single vote. I have not. The move against Mead was probably going to consider ours since she turned on Mead, and it could have been tied if she did not turn on Mead. I think she's been set to sit at the final two since final 5. I think Nora would have taken her. I think everyone would have taken her, and that's just what gameplay. You won a lot of competitions, but the game is not just about competitions.
He gives me a great pitch, and he gives me a lot of reasons why he thinks Emily will beat me if I go to the end with her.
If you're beside Emily, you are not getting Seravet's vote, you're not getting Bryce's vote, you're not getting Riot's vote, you're not getting Nora's vote, and you're not getting my vote. That's 5 votes. 5 votes is enough for Emily to win the game. If you're against me, you would have CJ, Gabby, Sean, and Nora. You only need 1 more to win. I think I'm doing a good job. I think he's reconsidering his options at this point.
It's interesting just hearing you say all this because I've had a lot of these, like, not the same thoughts because obviously we played different games, but I have, like, my own reasons to doubt that I would get each of these votes as well.
I don't have, like, a big move on my resume.
I don't think Emily did either.
She made a good move for our game, taking it out.
The pros for Emily are the fact that we've been in a secret final 2 this entire game. I think that's going to be very impressive to the jury. I think I'm going to get a lot of credit for the moves that we have discussed and made together because, frankly, I was the one who was put in the position to make a fair deal of them. The thing about Emily, though, is I think she's played a pretty masterful social game. I think a lot of people love her, and I feel like she set herself up very nicely to make it to the end. I think that speaks volumes to how well liked and how well connected she's been. Pros of taking Ivan to the end, he has not won any competitions. He has not been on the right side of every single vote in this season.
Think about it and look at it from each juror's perspective.
Coming into tonight, I was pretty dead set on taking Emily to the finals, but after hearing everybody out, there's definitely a case for me to take Ivan as well. So I'm not sold on what I'm going to do in 24 hours.
Henry told me that he would sort of circle back and connect with me and confirm if anything had changed. And we didn't talk. Maybe Ivan was still pleading his case. Maybe he wanted to be polite. He didn't have enough time to get everything out. Or he's switching his mind. And I won't know for 24 hours.
A lot can still change in 24 hours. All the points I made were reasonable points. They might not sink in now, but they can sink in 8 hours later. And I'm still holding on to that 5% chance that Henry will take me.
Hello, jury. Welcome to the finale of season 3 of Fight or Flight. Tonight, you will name the winner of this competition. In preparation, I am holding a jury roundtable where we will weigh the games the final 3 have played this season. To start off, we are going to run through each of the final 3. I will ask that we start by making a case for that person. Then we will transition into what is working against that person. So let's start with Emily. Why should Emily win the game?
I feel like Emily played a perfect middle woman because everyone targeted each other. Emily laid back and she played it very smart. She would be a good winner because she was so undetectable a lot of the time in the season. Emily was able to fly under the radar and be well connected with everybody.
Even the times where people noticed that maybe she was on a side, like she was often associated with like Mead and Ivan, she was never anybody's like main concern for targeting. Mead and Ivan were always bigger targets than Emily was. And I think that she purposefully, positioned herself that way. And that's a huge benefit in this game. You always want people associated with you that will be targeted before you.
Emily was the one person I felt like I could never convince people to vote out. She always had too many allies in the game who would defend her. So I felt like I could never rally the numbers against her. The thing is, she played a very floater game, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But for her to get my vote tonight, I need her to be able to articulate how she was actively a floater rather than passively a floater. Because if she just kind of bumbled her way into the final 3, then I don't respect her game. But if she aggressively positioned herself in the middle of everyone, then I think she did an amazing job.
As someone who was in this alliance with Emily and Ivan, right? It was very much a trio at the start. And then she just started to very carefully distance herself. And all of a sudden it was Mead and Ivan are in this duo. She very deliberately was this perfect distance away from her alliances and never, got on anybody's radar.
While she played down the middle, she did make some big moves. I mean, she went against her alliance on both of the blind sides. She voted out Mead. I also think that at times she did fight for safety. In that final 5, she did go for safety. She didn't win, but she put herself in a position to get a vote against her just by competing, and she did that. I also think that she worked with everyone, which is something that the other 2 players cannot say.
I would like to just reiterate what Nora said, specifically at Final 6. I threw my vote away. It was Ivan and Mead on one side, Nora and Henry on the other side. Emily was the swing vote. The easy decision for her was to side with her close 2 allies and go to the final 3 with them. But if she did that, she would have been number 3. So instead, she decided to vote out Mead, which I think was a great move, and really open up this endgame.
Now we will do the opposite. What is working against Emily? Why should Emily not win?
I feel like Emily did play under the radar, but I do feel like at some points it felt unintentional. I feel as if she did try to play to be, I'm not going to be the one that's targeted, but I feel like her strategy only could work for a few rounds because I feel like I've never seen that risk from Emily. I never seen that part of her game.
If we're talking fight or flight, I think Emily picked flight a lot, which, you know what? Good for her. It clearly worked. She got to this position, but I am a fighter and I'm ready to see the fight. And I think I will be able to vote for her if she can convince me she did take risks and make huge moves and pick fight. Because right now I'm just seeing the flight. Emily definitely is going to have a hard time explaining the big moves she made, the risks she took, fighter in her. For me, I'm only seeing the flight, and I kind of want to vote for someone who had a little bit more balance to the game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times jurors want to see a little bit of flashiness in a player's game, but I will kind of iterate the fact that a lot of times less is more. You take big risks, you make yourself a target, you risk going home. And I think there are people here who want to see that risk, and that's very fair. Every juror is different. For me, less is more.
Also, I think something working against Emily is that she didn't start any of the alliances. I think there are people that formed the alliances, that's a huge move. As far as I know, Emily was always added into them, and that's different than starting them.
I would honestly even go to say that's more of like a positive towards her game, though, because if you don't have to make those moves and put yourself at risk to make those groups, but you're still being added to them, that's just another testament to your social game and how people want to move forward with you.
Yep. And not only was she added to them, she was added to the right ones. Look, I started alliances. That shit did not work out. I was never added to alliances. She was, and she was added to the right ones at the right time, and she fucking played that card, and it clearly got her to a good position where she could win this game.
We are now going to move on to Henry. Why should Henry win this game?
Listen, listen, we have been talking about this. This jury is bitter. Henry rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. There's a lot of bitter Bettys in our jury, and I know that can really fuck up Henry's game and cause him a loss. You know, he made what I perceive as the biggest game move, and that was taking out Sarah Beth. You all want to say it's not. Come on, that game flipped on its head, and every one of our alliance members is sitting here except for him. He made it to the end because he made that move. And Nora, I see you, but you're sitting here too. You didn't make it to the end. I see his game. The problem with his game is that he is not authentic about it. He is so wishy-washy, and we don't want that. We want strong. We want confident. I think that he can show us that tonight, but he needs to be willing to cut the little act and be a bitch. I want bitch energy tonight. Henry made some really strong moves, and if he can stand true to those moves and be really confident about them, I think he has a good shot at winning this game.
That move, I see it as against him, but the comp wins totally for him. He's the best comp beast in the game. That's a huge win.
I mean, I personally loved Henry's move because it very much benefited me. I genuinely believed at the time, and I still believe, that it was a good move for him. He was at the bottom of your alliance. He wasn't going to make it to the final three. By flipping, he completely opened up the game and opened up avenues in which he could be brought to the final three. How much you want to credit me versus you want to credit him is fair game, but you do have to give him some credit for that move. I think he has been playing a pretty strong game, and I think people can't remove their personal feelings from that. Aside from that, I feel like people have a pretty fair assessment.
I do think that a lot of the time, even when it was going on, when jury started, Henry was getting called out. Henry is in the final three. We're all sitting here. He's doing something right. So at least some part of his game, even if it's his physical game, even if it's him just being able to pull people, it's working for him because he's sitting there and we're sitting here.
A broken clock is right twice a day. And, you know, you take a bunch of risks. Some of them are going to work out, obviously, if you're taking a risk at every turn. Yeah, he did make some of the biggest moves in the game, but, like, doesn't necessarily mean they were good moves. And, you know, if you're appealing more to the flashy side of the game, absolutely, love to see it. But if you're appealing more to, like, the strategic long-term game, I mean, he is still there. So, obviously, things worked out for him. But I still think he maybe made his road a lot harder than it had to be.
Yeah, I'm curious, Sean, I want to hear your opinion. Do you think Henry's still there because of him or because of Emily flipping on Mead?
I mean, that's the big, if we're gonna talk about the negative sides of Henry's game, I think Henry was extremely vulnerable at the final six and was completely reliant on Emily flipping. So that's like the biggest negative I have.
I have some problems with his social moves, but he fought more than anyone in this game. He won a ton of comps. That's really impressive. The other players can't say that.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Competition wins really don't mean anything to me. They're not a factor in how I vote for the winner of this game.
I think if anything, his social play is really bad. He just made flashy moves, which let's give him credit for those, but I don't think his social gameplay was good at all. And I don't think his strategy was that good.
Henry, of those in the final three, has done a really good job at making risky and big moves and really making us splash in the game. He really just needs to prove that those are very smart and strategic moves, and it wasn't just a very chaotic game on his end, but that it was very thought out.
One move of Henry's that I did love was going for, I know this was super early on, but going for the puzzle in the second round because he had the votes from our alliance to stay that round. That was a big risk. That was a choice for him to be like, I want to show I can fight. I want to show I'm good at comms. He would have totally had the votes to stay. He made that deliberate decision. I liked that more than I liked some of the other choices he made.
I think without a doubt, Henry of the final three took the most risks. Were the risks always the best risks? No. Were they always the smartest risks? No. But were they the riskiest risks? Yes.
Henry did have a social game. He had connections with people. You guys can't say he didn't. He was in our fucking alliance. Whereas Emily, she had that, but do you think people were... For me, I would love to sit next to Emily in a final two because I would have been able to explain my game so much better than what I think her game is. And that's the thing. That's what I think people were doing with Emily that people weren't doing with Henry. Henry managed to make big moves and people still wanted to take him to the end. That's a social game.
We're now going to move on to our final member of the final three, Ivan. Why should Ivan win this game?
I think that Ivan is an extremely smart person, and every single move was calculated. Every single time the round came, he knew what was going on. He knew, how am I going to maneuver this so that I'm going to be sitting in the next week and the next week. He had the royalties. He had a bunch of groups that were just down for him. And he was kind of like, I would honestly call him the leader of these kind of like alliances, really. I am more likely to vote for Ivan than anybody in this final three. I feel as if he's played the smartest.
Ivan is so good at so many aspects of this game. And particularly for me, he plays it in a way that I particularly like. It's why I wanted to work with him. Yes, it is strategic. He's good at the social game. He's good at all this stuff. But he's also like doing it in a totally transparent way that never garnered attention at him either. He's never like lied to me or like tried to do some underhanded shit. He is doing this all out in the open and winning very obviously without anything complicated at the same time. I just fuck with it very heavy.
I think the moment that I realized, like, damn, Ivan is playing well is at final six. Nora, Henry, Emily, and myself had a group conversation where Henry was trying to pitch, like, let's get out one of Ivan or Mead. Each one of us four independently said, we want Mead gone. Not a single one of us four said we wanted Ivan gone. So I think that very much speaks to the social game Ivan was playing.
He did place himself in a position where people would target his allies before they targeted him. I'll speak as someone that knew Ivan prior to this game. I think Ivan really evolved his gameplay from what I am used to seeing from him. He did a lot more behind the scenes work that allowed him to actually make moves, maneuver his way through this game, and actually put himself in the spot he's in right now. I really respect Ivan's game, and on a whole different level because I'm used to seeing him play such a different game. And I think that he really determined his own fate and his own position in the game.
Ivan knows how to make strong connections with people and keep those connections strong. And he didn't sacrifice himself for that. Like, he still had these, moments where he was just being really honest and real, and that's what I respect in a game like this. And he was bold, and it was perfect.
He started the royalties. He talked to me multiple times every round, even though I think he was I was the fifth on his list. He still managed to talk to me every round. I had a closer relationship with Mead, and the reason I wanted Mead out before Ivan was because Mead was doing more talking than Ivan, which I think that Ivan knew. Ivan would say, Mead is my shield. I like that he knew that. That's cool to know that. I think that he played a really good social game. Even though I knew I wasn't his number one, he still made me feel like I was really important to his game. That's a really good social player.
Also, the drip is crazy. Nobody's mentioned it. The drip is absolutely crazy. He had a matching do-rag for every outfit. Every single one was fire.
I will now open it to opposing arguments. What is working against Ivan?
He's very strong strategically, but I do think out of the final three, he is the most likely to claim moves that weren't necessarily his.
He's done well in the game, but I think from him, I need to see that he has also taken some risks in the game and has made some good strategic decisions.
Specifically speaking, Bryce's elimination. Ivan was like bouncing off the walls, being like, we should vote this way, we should go this way, we should like counter Bryce by like saying this. And Ivan very much felt like he was influencing Bryce, which I don't think was the case. And so if tonight he claims that like that was one of his biggest moves, that will reflect really poorly on him.
I will say the beginning of that move, which was Bryce going up, not the vote. If Ivan hadn't messaged me after the round before, if he didn't do that, I don't know if I would have flipped. And then that move wouldn't even have, like, Mead could have gone home that round.
I think a lot of us, our positioning in the game had a little bit to do with luck. Him, no luck. He positioned himself so well. The only thing I have against Ivan's game is when we were Final Four, I would have liked to see him want to go for that challenge with Henry. He's so smart. He has no challenge wins. Go for a challenge. Like, it's a 50-50 chance. That was my only thing that I didn't like about his game, because I feel like Emily did take a couple more risks than him.
I do love Ivan's game. I feel like he played a really good game, but this is fight or flight. I feel like he flew a lot of the time in this game where his game was going to be at risk in a competition. I feel like he could have taken a risk that would have upped his game and upped himself about 10 times more if he would have done that.
And I will defend Ivan the same way I defended Emily. Sometimes a mark of a good game is when you don't have to take risks. Like, if you play a good enough game where you don't have to take those risks, you know, you're doing something right. If you have to take a risk to save your life in this game or improve your opportunities to make it to the end, then you kind of tripped up along the way. Like, if you're playing a good enough game, those risks are not necessary. So I'll just defend his game in the same way that I did Emily's.
Thank you, jurors. That concludes our roundtable. It is now time to find out who will be making it to the final two.
Talking through this roundtable, I feel like I don't know where the votes are going to go. I don't know where my vote's going to go. I see pros and cons with everyone's game, and I'm still undecided.
Prior to tonight, the final three competed in an all-or-nothing endurance competition, where the winner earned a guaranteed spot in the final two, and also the power to choose who would be sitting next to them. Henry won the competition and will be in the final two, but he has not yet decided who will be joining him. He will make that decision now. I'm going to ask you all to mute and turn off your cameras. I'm going to admit our final three. Hello, final three. Welcome to day 35 of Fight or Flight. Tonight, this competition comes to an end, and one of you will prevail as our winner. As you may notice, the jury is here in the Zoom, and they have been caught up to speed on the results of last round. Henry, congratulations again on winning the Cup Challenge last night. The time has now come for you to decide who will be sitting next to you. But before you do, I will offer both of the two nominees the chance to give one final plea as why you should take them. Emily, you are up first.
Okay, cute. Hi, hello. Henry, we've had a lot of conversations throughout this game. I just want to say thank you again for making it a hell of a season. You know some things, I know some things. I'll let you reveal. We have some juicy moments, and I think that we can make those moments even juicier if you allow me to sit next to you in the final two. I think that you played a really great game. I think ultimately I am nervous to be sitting next to you, but I want to get that chance. I've wanted this for so long. I have fought so hard, and it really, really, really would mean the world. Also, I'll never talk to you again if you don't pick me, so please consider that in the game and in real life. You're dead to me if you don't pick me. And I love you, so please pick me. The end.
Ivan, you are up next.
I am going to fight for my life. It's fight or flight. It's nothing personal, Emily.
In this game, we all want to play a game that we are not up for elimination. We're not getting eliminated. Emily played such an amazing game. She was never targeted in this game. Even though she had no comp wins, she was never targeted. Nobody in this Zoom once thought of getting her out, which is amazing. She didn't need to win her way to the end. She didn't need to win any comp. I think if you sit next to Emily, you're going to lose. No matter how you flip that final five, Emily will be sitting at the final two. And that's what I call a very good gameplay. You would not if you didn't have to win your way to the end. She would. And this is not a game about competition wins. This is a social experiment, and she killed it. I love Emily, irrespective of how hard I play. I love her so much. I'm just fighting for my life.
Thank you both. Henry, the time has now come. You have heard from both nominees. Please unmute and give us your decision now.
At the end of the day, this will decide who wins the game, whether that be me or one of my competitors. It also determines who the last juror is. I want to make it very clear that I listened to both of you. I took in everything you had to say, and in this last time frame, I have thought about every pitch that both of you have given me. At this point, I hope I'm doing what is best for my game, and for me, that is remaining loyal to the final two that Emily and I made in round 4 and have kept out through the entire game. So Ivan, I do vote to eliminate you, and I'm so sorry. I love you both. I think there's a lot of danger in taking her, but you know, we've just been working together this long. Why not see it through?
I am so excited. I am literally thrilled to be chosen. I needed this one shot. All I needed was Henry to give me sort of a foot in the door, and now I can race right ahead of him, hopefully, and win this.
Ivan, you are unfortunately eliminated from the game and will join the jury as its final member. Before you do, I'm going to give you the floor.
You know what? I had so much fun playing this game. I felt like I had a lot of influence in the game, and Henry don't feel threatened by that. Zach also said, if you want something done, you should go do it yourself. I had my opportunity to get Henry out at the final 4, but I chickened out and I did not do it. I let Nora do it and she failed. I made so many friends in this game. I have nothing but respect, and I appreciate you all so much. It sucks to get eliminated. I never thought this day would come, but it is what it is. I love you. And thank you, Anthony, for having me.
Ivan, you put up an excellent fight, but it's time for you to fight. Please turn your camera off now.
It sucks to come this close to the game and lose. Even though I was expecting it, it didn't take away from how much it hurts. It really hurts. I feel like I've played a really, really good game. I was once watching this game on YouTube, and I was telling myself, I can win this game. And to come this far and not win sucks, but I feel like I've played a very good game. I've played a very social, strategic game. I've been the one kind of painting targets on people and getting them out of the game. I feel like I played a very good game, a game I'll be so excited to watch back. And I had fun. I had so much fun playing this game. To future players, there will come a time you need to fight. You should go for fights. And there'll be so many times you don't have to fight. You should fly.
Congratulations, final two, Henry and Emily. The jurors are here and they want to hear from you. It is now time to welcome back our jury. Please welcome back Sarah Beth, Bryce, Riot, CJ, Gabby, Mead, Sean, Nora, and our final jury member, Ivan. This is your jury, and ultimately they will decide who the winner of the competition will be.
Talking to the roundtable, Ivan would have definitely won. Between Emily and Henry, I don't really know. I think it might be kind of close, so this is a more interesting final two to me.
I will now give Henry and Emily a chance to share their opening speeches to the jury. You will each be given 90 seconds. Henry, you are up first.
I think I played a very fun, kind of crazy, and dare I say slightly villainous game, and I am here to own it all. In my normal life, I'm a very anxious and paranoid person, and I did not think I would be able to tone that down this season, so I decided, why not turn it up? After I missed the first blindside of the season in round 2, I tried to build the perception that I was on the outside of things. During rounds, I would lead with my emotions, especially my fears, to come off as nervous and confused, but behind that, there was a great deal of strategy and preparation. I made a final 2 with Emily in round 4, and we watched as the structure of the alliances built up around us, and then we chipped away at them side by side until we were the last 2 remaining. I know I could have made closer one-on-one connections with people, but I still feel like I had a strong social game, because even as I made these big moves that sent shockwaves through the game, I was always an immediate asset rather than an immediate threat to those who remained, and that was due to my relationships. I ended up being the final player in the entire cast to receive a single vote cast against them in this game, unless you count Charles. I was not a huge mastermind, but every time I had the opportunity to advance my own personal game, I took it. This sometimes required being a little more vocal than I had originally intended, but whenever I saw this game going in a direction that I didn't think suited me, I was adaptable enough to take control, blow things up, and rebuild. And I'm so proud of myself for that. I will end with this. The idea of a winning game, it looks different to everybody who plays. And I just hope that tonight, as we talk, even if my game doesn't look like the kind of winning game you were hoping to play, I am able to show you I played my winning game better than anybody played their type of winning game this season. Thank you all.
Emily, you are up next.
All right, y'all. I have 90 seconds and ADHD, so let's get right down to the brass tacks. I deserve to win this game for several reasons. I weaponized timing, I made strong social connections, and I was really focused on threat mitigation, gaining your information and trust, allowing me to pick off my enemies and allies one by one, all while remaining undetected as a threat. As for timing, I aligned early with people I thought were big social threats. So a perfect example of this was Mead. Mead, I can feel you pulling away in round 5 after that buzzer comp. I watched you become both a social and a competitive, comp-based threat. Final nail in the coffin there was hearing from another player that you didn't trust me. Just like I didn't trust you. I knew that I needed to take you out before you caught on to my game and knew that I was coming for you. And that's exactly what I did. I'd been throwing your name out there as early as the safety chain in round 6. So for establishing clear connections, I was voted the most compromising by you all, meaning that I was viewed as the most willing to work with others. And that shows. I was on the right side of every single vote this competition. I'll say that again, the right side of every single vote. So that includes the Brian blind side in round 2. What that means is I went back to my voting block, I looked you all in the eyes, and I eschewed any responsibility. I lied and said that I wasn't involved, and I gained the trust of key players that I needed to my game, including Ivan and Mead. At top 5, I had a clear path to the finale. All I needed to do was send Sean packing the moment he was vulnerable. Once this was achieved, I was unanimously voted into the final 3 by Nora, Henry, and Ivan. If I'm doing my job well in this game, if I did, some of them are finding out for the first time that I had a final 2 with all 3 of them. My literal secret coming into this game was that I was going to play kind of Pollyanna. I was going to be really bright-eyed, blonde, dumb, aloof, ensuring that I was well-trusted, I was well-positioned, all while not painting a target on my own back. And here I am today sitting in the final 2. So thank you, cast, for making this a hell of a season. I'm really excited to chat further and take your questions.
Thank you both. Jury, I will now ask you to turn your cameras off. When it is your turn to address the jury, I will call your name. We will go in the order of elimination. Sarah Beth, you are up first.
As you know, I'm the first person that was added to the jury, very sadly. So I didn't get to see a lot of your gameplay. So Emily, I know you just touched on this, but I do want to know from both of you, what would you both say is the top strategic move that you made, and why was it a smart move for your game at that time?
There are a couple things that I'm really proud of. I was mostly proud of that Mead sort of blindside. Mead, I'm super sorry. It was the best decision for my game at that point in time. He's someone that I was aligned with very early on, and we were working very closely together. But I knew that he was distrustful of me. I knew that he was sort of making moves with Ivan, independent of me. So the tricycle suddenly became a bicycle, and I wasn't comfortable with that. And I knew that he was becoming a bigger and bigger threat. So ultimately, I went for Mead, flipping on this core alliance that I had since the beginning. I knew that it was best for my game at that point in time. So really, the underlying strategy of my game was just being flexible and working with whatever was happening and using it to my own advantage.
I think my number one strategic, very strategy focused move was honestly eliminating you in that round 7 public vote. I wish I didn't have to do it so publicly, and I wish I had given you a little more time to at least plead your case. But going into that round, after we learned that you and Sean had the blood diamond, I knew I have to cut one of them. I want to burn that power as soon as possible. That became like my main focus. The reason I wanted to eliminate you rather than Sean is because starting in about round 3, I started having one-on-one conversations with Sean, and I felt I had a good personal connection with him. With you, I was distrustful of you honestly since the beginning, because as close as I was trying to keep my cards to my chest, I felt you were doing that like 1,000 times closer. You were very quiet. You were not giving up a lot of information, and that really did scare me in this game. By the time that Sean kind of called out all 5 members of our core round 1 Just Forever Alliance in round 6, except for me, I knew that my only options were either to continue working with the Alliance and be seen as a pawn that was being dragged to the end by everyone else in the game, or flip on the Alliance, take power into my own hands, blow some shit up, and then deal with the consequences. I really was sorry that it had to be you, but at that point, it had to be you.
Hello, y'all. Congratulations on making it to the final 2. My question for both of y'all is, besides yourself, obviously, who was the person in the game that was most beneficial to your long-term success?
I feel like to some degree it was Emily, and to some degree it was Sean. I feel Sean, I knew he was a target. I knew he had all this power, and I thought that could be a shield for me. I could use that to my advantage. And then with Emily, we locked in this final 2 because as I saw it, we were both protected by our separate alliances, but we were also in conversations with everybody. I felt we were both in a relatively good position early on, and that is why I wanted to work with her. I still feel that I was always protected by her, and for the most part, she was always protected by me. So I would give it to both of them.
Yeah, Henry really hit the nail on the head. My answer is similar. Henry was a key component of my game. The other big component was Ivan, and I think that's a big part of why I am sitting here today. Top 3 were my 2 friendliest and myself, so we were for the most part as faithful as we could be in a competition against each other. We were also targeting similar people, and we really did kind of remain flexible in getting all of those individuals out. Additionally, I needed Ivan. I knew that if I took out Mead, Ivan would go scorched earth, and as a person and as a player, I'm super in love with Ivan, and I could not afford to lose him. I couldn't, and so it was a really big risk. Ivan, ultimately, I was able to bring him around after voting out his biggest player in the game. We worked together for a long time, and I felt like he was really honest, and I tried to be as honest with him in return.
All right, thank you both very much for your answers, and good luck.
All right, y'all, I'm a little hot physically and figuratively. I will start by saying that in this game, I stuck by who I was as a character. And I represented something as a winner that not everybody will represent. So my question is going to be very simple, and it's for both of you guys. As a winner, a player, and a character in this game, what do you represent?
It's just so difficult. So I am not out to everyone, but I am super queer, and I think that this has allowed me a great opportunity to connect with a bunch of other people who identify similarly to me or feel the same way. I feel like it's been a really great experience to just connect with people and make friends, because I have kind of been a bitch in this game, and you kind of have to be to make it this far. But I think that I also, in this game of being a bitch, found a bunch of really great friends and a solid community. And so I'm hoping that I represent as a winner someone who did lie sometimes and was a bitch sometimes, but ultimately is a very nice person and was rooting for all of you and still voting you off. And I just am grateful for the community.
It is a hard question because it's like, at my core, what do I represent? I think I would represent, if I won this game, spirit of fun, a spirit of following your gut, going for just what feels the most right, what move feels the most right in each moment. In addition to representing just the spirit of having fun, I will represent anyone who's ever seen one of these kinds of games and wanted to play, wanted to scheme, wanted to be a little bit of a villain, a little bit of a bitch, and a little bit annoying. When we had to apply for this show, we had to answer a question: what animal will you most play like? And I said a fly. Besides the obvious fly on the wall illusion, I wrote in my answer that I kind of wanted to be a little bit of a pest. I wanted to buzz around people's ears. I wanted to annoy some people, and I just wanted to like wreak a little mayhem and cause a little havoc. And I really feel that I delivered on that in this game. And also, just from a base like who am I perspective, I would represent by being the first gay man to ever win Fight or Flight. Yay!
Thank you for causing a riot, Henry.
I would hope to match with maybe some of you guys on Hinge, but that is all I will say.
Congratulations, you guys did everything that the rest of us couldn't, so I think nobody can take that from you, and just congratulations. So my question is kind of a game. So for tonight, my vote will be one last round of fight or flight. So you see, I already have my mind made up on who I would like to vote for, but I'm going to give each of you the opportunity to keep or swap my vote. I'm going to have you pick a number. 1 for keep, 2 for swap. I'm going to have you close your eyes, put your hand out, and give me the number. All right, you may give me your answer. Perfect.
What's up, bitches? Congrats! I'm gonna read off what I wrote. Blah, blah, blah bullshit about me being happy for you. Slay work. Yes, okay. You guys played what I feel like were very opposite games. Emily, you were stealthy. You know, you clearly knew the ins and outs of this game, but oftentimes I do feel like you picked flight over fight. Henry, you know, you're a badass, okay? I love the moves you made. I'm rooting for you tonight. Your energy, however, was a little inauthentic. And that's what a lot of these bitter bitches are dealing with tonight, okay? You could turn them, I'm not sure, but I want to give you the opportunity to speak up for yourself and cut the little bullshit. Don't ramp up your anxiety, which I have too. I love you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. But be confident, you know, own these moves. Don't do the, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, you knew you were going to get rid of Sarah Beth. So explain why you did that and explain that you are a bad bitch who deserves to win this game, because people are missing that. And we're getting it from Emily. You look hot as fuck, by the way. And we need it from you, Henry. Okay?
At my core, I am an anxious person. I was 100% playing it up as an act. I was 100% trying to cover my intentions in this game because I just didn't want to be seen as the schemer, and I was trying to lower my threat level. I felt like I was the only person in that big alliance who was like actively doing a good job of hiding my involvement in the alliance. And in part, it's because I purposely missed the vote on round 2 by doing the puzzle. I think choosing the puzzle was a great decision. So then I had to choose, am I going to expose the fact that I'm in this alliance, or am I going to work with the outsiders that I've been making closer personal connections with? I ended up choosing the alliance because I realized we're right before jury. I'm not going to piss these people off and make someone miss out on jury, but I knew that people weren't going to understand, why did I pick the alliance? They're all working together. You're not working with them, because that is the position I built for myself in this game. And that is why when I learned Sarah Beth had the power, I was like, okay, she's out. I ran to Emily at the beginning of that round 7. I said, we should gun for Sarah Beth. I ran to the outsiders. I said, hey, Sean, is it true what Nathan said about your power? So that he would let everyone know that we should go for Sarah Beth. And then I waited all 10 minutes of that fucking public vote. I was sitting there. I was like, I'm going to vote out Sarah Beth, but I would love for Sean or Ivan to pitch it so I can pretend I'm being swung. And my only real regret is that I waited long enough that Sarah Beth didn't even get a chance to pitch herself. But I knew the whole time I was doing that. I knew.
Thank you for finally doing that, because
thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that. Thank you. I owe so much to you.
I'm sorry I didn't have a question for you, but I've heard what I needed to hear, and you are killing it tonight. Thank you both. I can't wait to vote for a winner.
Thank you, Gabby. Mead,
Can I still take the opportunity to speak?
Yeah, I love that energy, and I
want to speak. I got time. I'm on the clock. I'm aware that I chose light sometimes when maybe others were fighting. I think there are a couple reasons for this. First of all, I know who I am. I did compete. I did opt to compete in a safety competition in Chance or Certainty, whichever round that was. I knew that that was a big weak spot in my game, and I knew that I needed to play to my strengths. So if there was an opportunity to go out there, whether or not, it gave me a chance to kind of build my resume or whatever, I knew ultimately that there was a really high possibility that I just was not going to come out on top. So I was playing to my strengths, and I really leaned into the social aspect of the game where I knew I had a lot of strengths. Ultimately, when you're comparing a game like mine to Henry's as well, we did take very different approaches. Henry did compete more, but like he mentioned, a lot of that was out of necessity. There was a big target on his back, and there were a lot of times where he needed to for safety. I knew that that wasn't one of my strengths. I knew that that wasn't where I wanted to take my game. And ultimately, I talk too much, and I do love to be the center of attention. So everything in my game strategy had to go against that and not be too bold, too out there, too loud, all while sort of pulling strings and making moves secretly. So we did have different approaches. I think it was out of need and out of what was best for our game, but I don't think that there's any one way that's more credible than the other for making it to the end.
women in this game are oftentimes underestimated. They're oftentimes given a certain, like, girl, I was voted the most disliked because I was a bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was a man if something like that would change, right? But you had to sacrifice yourself because you know how society works and you know how society bleeds into these kinds of games. And I respect the fuck out of that, and thank you for saying that. And I'm glad you spoke up, and I'm glad you challenged me. That was just so good. Like queen shit. Okay, I love this game. You guys, I love you guys. I can't wait to vote. Now my mind is fucked. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had to lean into that blonde girl energy because I have been underestimated for that my whole life. And so, you know what I mean? I had to use it as a strength in this game, but it has been a disadvantage for a lot of men.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gabby. I love that.
Love you guys.
Man, I'm not happy with y'all. I'm not happy with either of you motherfuckers.
I get it.
So I'm very happy you guys are able to talk about your games, but I personally would like to see some blood in the water. I want to hear your problems with the other person's game. I don't want to hear why you think you should win. I want to hear why you think the other person should lose.
I'll say this because at the end of the day, I think Emily, of course, played a very good social game. She had all these final 2 deals. She really positioned herself well to get to the end. The ways we played differently was in the style. I made a lot of louder moves, but really, I feel I set myself up for the opportunities to take those moves. And that was by playing up how confused and unaware I was in these early rounds. But at the end of the day, she did not take as many opportunities maybe to publicly advance herself. So while she was always doing the work to make it to the end, I was doing the work to make it to the end as a winner. And that did require a lot of risk, but I was always willing to take that risk.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think ultimately it's just like the flip side of the coin. I think that Henry, having put himself out there so many times and making louder moves, like we mentioned, really made him vulnerable. And I could have voted for someone else and set Henry packing. So I think that there's like pros and cons. I think Henry was more vulnerable, but I think that like because I went out on a limb and saved him, he's here. I just think there are 2 different sides of the coin. And I think there are ultimately different strategies that allowed us to both be here together in the final 2.
Well, you're both making it very hard to vote. You played good games. It was very fun to play with you.
I want one name. You may not answer my name. You may not both answer the same name. And if you refuse to give me a name, I will not give you my jury vote. On a personal level, which juror do you dislike the most?
Ooh.
I'll say it, Mead.
I don't think that there was anyone I disliked. I will say Sarah Beth just because we had the weakest relationship. I didn't get the opportunity to work with Sarah Beth and I didn't feel like we maybe like either went out of each other's way to work with each other. So I'll say Sarah Beth, but it is purely based on not knowing Sarah Beth.
I want to expand on mine a little bit now.
Go for it.
Me, literally, just because I talked to him the least out of everyone on this jury in the competition, and he just rubbed me the wrong way because I knew he'd be a schemer, and I was like, I don't like that. I don't live for that.
Thank you both for being honest, because that's all I'm looking for.
Hi guys, you both look so hot. I'm so proud of you both. I love you both. Emily, my new friend. Henry, my high school prom date. Henry, I love that you mentioned the puzzle. That was my favorite game move of yours. I'm glad you brought that up. Emily, finding out about the final 2 with 3 people, I'm gagged. I love it. I always knew you were sneaky. People didn't see it. I love that for you. Love you brought up Mead. I love that you went for fight in that safety round. That was such a good moment in your game. So my question is, what, if anything, do you wish you had done differently in the game?
The first thing that comes to my head is me, and I promise I'm not obsessed with you. We just were so aligned, and it was the narrative for such a long time. And I was working with both Mead and Ivan. We were a little trio. Ultimately, though, I think this narrative went around. I know Henry, you tried to defend me and say that that wasn't the case to people, but it became stronger and stronger as we went through each round. People were like, oh, they're working together. And I think that that really stymied my ability to reach out to people like Bryce, like Sarah Beth, like Gabby, like CJ, because I know that Ivan was a target at points and so was Mead. So I think that really separated me from that other alliance as much as I wanted to work with everyone there. So I wish I had kind of mitigated that earlier on.
I wanted to avoid telling anyone in the alliance that I was thinking of flipping on the alliance because I A, did not want to be talked out of it. B, I was scared of it somehow getting back to Sarah Beth and Bryce. Realistically, Bryce was sort of the target that was built up throughout this early part of the game from other players. So in my head, I was like, oh, cool. Let me just let them take a shot at him and I'll still be able to kind of balance the other side. Of course, I kind of had to be the one to take the shot and it didn't work out exactly as I was originally expecting. But I just wish I was more open with working with you guys. I think I lacked a little bit of those personal connections, especially in my later part of the game, where it's like I could have just locked those down better earlier. And then even as I wanted to scheme, I realize now all three of you probably would have been at least to some degree on board. So, God damn it.
Thank you guys. My mind is not made up, which is just a testament to you guys. And whatever happens, you guys should be so proud. You played so well.
Hi guys, congratulations to both of you. First of all, Henry, you made a good decision not sitting next to me. But it did hurt that you don't have to me out because you are the first person I wanted to connect with the most in this game. And I'm going to go out on you, Henry. Sorry. Okay, let's start. January 16, 9:32 p.m. That was the first round. You were the first person I called because I just wanted to connect with you so bad, but you did not pick my call. January 23, 8:27 p.m. I called you. You did not pick. January 24, 8:31 p.m. I called you. You did not pick. January 24, 9:59 p.m. I called you. You missed it. January 24, 10:03 p.m. You called. I missed it. Then I tried again, 10:09, you missed it. February 1, 2023, 9:20 p.m., I called you again. You did not pick my call. 9:23 p.m., you did not pick again. I kept so much effort trying to work with you in this game more than anyone else. So it did hurt my feelings that at the end of the day, you were the one that took me out because I really wanted to work with you more than anyone, even more than me, more than Emily, more than anyone. So my question for you is, why should I give you my votes if you did not give me your time over the person that gave me more than 70% of our deliberation time? And for Emily, I have two questions. The first one is, if you won that final pre-competition, who would you have taken to the end? And I wanted to give you the opportunity. I want you to explain how you set yourself up never to be targeted in this game. I want you to explain how you made sure that at the final fight, no matter how that point flipped, you will be here tonight. So I want you to explain how you did that in the game.
I can go first. Ivan, genuinely, I am sorry that there are so many of those calls. I didn't realize how many there were. On the very first day, it was genuinely just a missed call. I was trying my best to return as many calls as possible, but in that round, I was not trying to have one-on-ones with people. The call from Gabby was with Gabby, myself, and Nora, and then eventually CJ, Jess, Sarah Beth, and Bryce all got looped in. That is how that alliance formed. It formed in round one, not in round two, as many people have been saying throughout the game. I went and I made a call with all of the people who chose safety. We were able to speak in that call, and in that call, you were very forthright that you wanted to target Weston because Weston had brought up Sean. Weston was not a target I had considered to that point, so in my head, immediately that was a flag of like my kind of like scheming under the radar, like low-key game was maybe not going to align with your game because you were very open, honest, and clear about your targets from the beginning. And that just wasn't the game I was trying to play. I was trying to be a little more under the radar. So I'm sorry, but I did not fully want to like commit to working with you throughout the entire game. I never tried to ignore anyone flat out. And every round that our targets did align, I would always try and work with you. I would try and have an open conversation and I would try and hear all sides of everything. Especially, I feel like the round I wanted to work with you the most and that I felt the most potential of working with you in the future was in the purple team round because I felt you, me, and Emily. And let's note, the three people from the purple team who all wanted to compete made it to the final three. I think that's cool. I just felt like this is where our targets are aligning and I would be happy for them to continue aligning. But at that point, I just didn't see them aligning. So that is why I did not pick up your calls. And now to actually answer your question, I believe you should vote for me because I wasn't able to see everything that happened in this game, but I was able to see as much of the game as possible from my position because as much information as people were giving Emily, she was reporting a good deal of it right back to me. I was able to use that to map out what was happening in the game and adjust every round.
So a couple things first. I loved that you were only lobbing questions to Henry, who was very quiet during that competition. I took note. I was screaming, dying, laughing. I knew that you had my back. And ultimately, I was going back and forth. There were pros and cons just sitting next to both of you. But if I'm being honest, Henry, I'm so sorry, I would have picked Ivan. I really did want to sit next to you, Ivan. I felt like we'd have a good opportunity to distinguish our games and talk about how we did things differently. Ultimately, I felt like Henry and I were really aligned, and I think that my game is more similar to Henry than it was to yours, Ivan. So I was hoping to have someone who played very different from me so that I could really play up my strengths. Does that answer the first part of the question?
Yeah, you did.
Amazing. Live, laugh, love. Ultimately, though, I talked a little bit about this earlier when I was chatting with Gabby and answering her question. I truly came into this game wanting to play like dumb bimbo blonde. In my intro, you'll all watch it and think it's stupid. I'm literally like, "Hi, America. It's your new favorite bimbo. I'm your new favorite blonde bimbo." And that's how I played the game. Like, I really did want to play up the fact that, like, I got these stupid blue eyes batting left and right. I really did want to ensure that I didn't cross anyone. And even when I did with you, Ivan, I really did damage control, or ensuring that I was so well positioned that even if I voted out Mead, you still had no choice but to work with me. So ultimately aligning myself with people that I saw were power players, like Henry, like you, like Nora. I really did try to work as closely with you and have you feel like I voted the way I said I did, even when I didn't. So I really did lean into strategically aligning with people, really to allow myself stability and never really cast doubt in my direction.
Thank you both. You guys are fierce, amazing. And Henry, I just wanted to get out there. It's nothing personal. Love you to death. And love you as well, Emily, in respect of how hard my campaign was. I love you so much. So good luck.
I will now give each of the finalists a chance to give a closing speech. Henry, before you went first, this time, Emily, you will go first.
Going into this game, my key objectives were to act aloof, sort of win y'all's trust, and then take you out one by one. I think it's really easy to focus on some of those louder moves made throughout the game, but I implore you to consider a different strategy. That of the sneaky, resilient, hot as hell, stunningly beautiful assassin. I worked with each and every one of you, and I achieved a spotless voting record because of that, gaining your trust even as a top 3 friend. I stuck my neck out by being the only safe person who voted for Sean in chance or certainty, knowing that he had mentioned retaliating and using his fight pass on someone who sort of turned on him or voted for him. I voted for him knowing that he didn't see me as a threat and would still not pull me into the competition right after I lost a competition, proving, that maybe I was the right person to go up against. I voted for Sean knowing that I had that safety and he still would not come for me. I made key and strategic alliances, ultimately guaranteeing my spot in the top 2 by leveraging those social connections. I received a unanimous vote through to the top 3, and I was assured that top 2 spot by both Ivan and Henry, and here I am. So when I no longer needed a player, or when they became a big social threat, I ensured they were eliminated, all while balancing relationships with key remaining players in the game. I played a game of risk fucking management. I was quietly observing, lying, and employing the occasional backstab to reach the final 2. And here I am. Jury, it's been super fun. I await your decision. Hi, Mom.
Hi, everyone. I've had the time of my life playing with you all. So just thank you, everyone, for making this game so fun and so challenging. It was so hard. I feel the winner of Fight or Flight should be someone who fought and flighted. I spent the first half of this game flighting. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, pretending like I didn't know what was going on, trying to grab information and just hold on to it for dear life. And then in the second half of this game, I exploded. I fought when I had to, I flighted when I had to, and I just really feel I have played a well-rounded game. When Nathan was eliminated, he said it was his goal as the rogue to create controlled chaos. I think I would be the best representative of this season, the season of secrets, because all season long, I played a game of both control and chaos. Control, I was given control by many players early on. I won control 5 different competitions. That is a fight or flight record. And competitions aren't the only thing, but that's still pretty cool. And I took control to make the changes that I saw that were beneficial to my own game. And chaos, I created chaos by encouraging as much confusion and distrust as possible within the game. I embraced chaos by leaning into my anxieties rather than fighting against them. And I navigated very well through chaos by putting in hours and hours of hard work alone in my room like a mad madman between each round. I went freaking crazy. Emily said it herself. She did not want to sit next to me in this final two. Well, I'm sorry, Emily. We're here together, baby. I have wanted to win this game since I was a little kid. I grew up watching Fight or Flight every week with my family. It would be such an honor to represent this cast in this season. Please, please, please vote for me tonight. Also, my birthday is this Friday, and anyone who votes for me, you'll be invited to the party.
Thank you both. Jurors, there is a lot to think about. I'm going to congratulate both Henry and Emily for a great fight tonight, great speeches. The choice is now up to you. Please send me your votes to win now. You are voting for the person you want to win this game.
I know coming into this final two that a lot of the jury was bitter against me because they told me that to my face, but I just hope that they listened to me, heard out what I had to say, and I hope I was able to sway some of them. But on the flip side, I know Emily absolutely served it as well.
I am nervous. I know that Henry absolutely slayed his closing, and I feel like maybe the votes go his way. I don't know how this is going to end up, and I hope it's me.
The votes are in by a vote of 5-4. The winner of the third season of Fight or Flight is Emily. Congratulations, Emily.
Yes, Emily!
Mother Queen!
You ate that shit.
What? I can't believe it, but also I can't believe it because I played a killer game. Thank you. I did it. I cannot wait to brag to everyone I know. I can't wait to finally get a significant other. I'm hoping this sways people in the right direction. I can't wait to thrive. This is the year of Emily, and girl, I'm ready for it. BRB, I gotta go cry real quickly. Oh my god, you guys!
I mean, I wanted it so bad, but Emily killed it. She literally destroyed me in that final speech. And I held my damn own. Let me make that clear. I think I did a great job. I think I had some amazing points. But I was kind of messy, and I just never had the personal connections that she had with people. She absolutely killed it. She manipulated the hell out of the social aspect of this game. She got her way to the end every round on her own damn accord. And I couldn't be more proud of her. I'm proud of myself for how close of a race it was at the end. 5-4, like, that's no laughing matter. I don't regret anything because every moment I went through this game, I feel I made a decision that best furthered myself. Honestly, I'm just happy it's the person that I was working with closest in this game, if it's not going to be me.
It's been a pleasure, you guys. Literally, I am also someone with crazy ADHD and anxiety. I also am kind of dumb low-key, so I did not think that I would make it this far. I really didn't. That's stupid. Bitches! We did it! My mom is going to be so proud of me, and I cannot wait. I could not be more proud of myself. I, throughout the length of this competition, really was hard on myself. And I really, really, really was telling myself that I wasn't going to make it past the second round. I knew my strengths immediately. I knew what game I was going to play, and I achieved that, and I did it. I played Pollyanna, I batted these big old blue eyes, and I did what I needed to do, mama.
Thank you all so much for playing this season. Good night, everyone, and we will see you on season 4.
God! Fuck, you guys so dumb! I love you all, I'm freaking out. Ivan, I promise I will fly to Canada and buy you that drink. Everyone else, if you're hot, if you're single, like, find me. Hi, Mom.
My vote is for Emily because I think she played a really good social game all throughout.
My vote is for Emily because she played the game that I wish I could have played.
My vote is for Emily because I believe she is the perfect person to represent Fight or Flight Season 3.
My vote is for Emily because I think she played the best social game. And at the end of the day, these are social experiments.
My vote is for Henry because he played the game that I wanted to play.
My vote is for Henry I think Henry has played a more dynamic and exciting game.
My vote is for Henry because he made the biggest moves in this game and took the biggest risks, and I respect that.
My vote is for Henry. I think he fought every round in this game. He won a lot of competitions, and I'm so proud of him.
My vote is for Queen Emily. She played a very strategic game. There's nothing wrong with fighting if that's what you have to do to win, and she played that game that I respect.
Don't miss any of the action. Follow us on social media, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.